Poetry students, it's your instructor, Cody Miller. I am sending out this announcement partly because I forgot to send it out last week. My apologies. Want to make sure that I'm filling you in on the stuff that's coming due this week, as well as the things that we had some questions about in terms of last week moving into this week. So we do have some readings that we need to make sure that we accomplish for today's class as well as for Wednesday's class. We're basically following the schedule through week 4. So I'll share my screen with you so that you can see what I see on mine. All right. So when we look at our schedule, you'll see here week 4, we're going to cover some imitations where you've got some reading from the book to do, which is from the Poet's Companion. And then you've got pages 115 through 137. But then you also have these poems to read right here, which are the Wordsworth, Yeats, Bradstreet, Cocott, Williams, and Massey. And then you've got your reader response 1 coming up. So I want to make sure that you understand where those are at and partially what to do. Because what I'm going to do is post 2 follow-up videos, one right here, and then or one for this and one for this, so that you understand how that process works, because I know that that can be a little confusing, especially at the start. All right, so I will go to our Moodle page. Let's see here. Yep, this is our Moodle page. Let me move my face for a second, switch into student role. All right, so remember that the readings for the semester are in the reading section of Moodle. So you can click on that and you will see the readings that you need to do for today's class, which are right in here. All right, and then we also have the journal entry 2 that's coming due on Wednesday for us at 11:55. That has been posted. They'll come due every other Wednesday. So if you click on the journal entries section of Moodle, you'll see journal 2 here. It's basically asking you to write 2 different poems. Think of a rhyme scheme, and then the second one doesn't have to have a rhyme scheme. So I'm having you compare rhyme versus free verse, those types of things. Okay, so remember that'll come due on Wednesday for us. However, the thing that I know many of you are thinking about is how do those reading responses work and so forth. So if we go back here to the homework area of Moodle, so the smaller assignments, you'll notice that our reading responses are right here, and our first one comes due at the basically right before class on Monday today. Okay, so what you're going to do essentially, I'll pull this up, the reading response and follow-up post directions from Moodle. Essentially, in a nutshell, what I'm having you do is pick 2 poems that you have read before today's class. Okay, so that includes those that you read for today. What you will then do is in your reading response, you will talk about those, or you will write about those poems in terms of what you liked about them, and then also what are some of the original style and ideas and techniques that you saw from the poetry book, as well as the Google Docs, the things that we've talked about in class. So that's this first part right here. So for each piece that you're choosing, so you're picking 2 poems, you will then write 3 sentences about each of them in terms of what you liked about them. And then you will write 3 sentences about what you saw style-wise or poetry technique-wise. Okay, so that's the actual reading response. Now, once you have posted your reading response, you need to do 2 follow-up posts. So what that means is you will then go in and you will pick 2 of your classmates' posts that are listed there, and you will essentially, in 5 sentences, a minimum of 5 sentences, write about why you liked or disliked the poems they chose to write about, and then why you disagree or agree with their assessment of those poems. Please note you do need to make sure that you comment on both of the poems that they talk about in their original post. So you'll do that for 2, okay? So this is where I will post that follow-up for students so that they understand how to do this. I'll walk you through it a little bit more in an extended video, okay? So that goes here. So let me flip back. So actually I can go here. We might have some reading responses. Yeah, so we've got some reading responses already here. You'll see that we got some replies. So once you post your reading response, you would then come in and you would pick 2 of these and you would respond to each of those using those guidelines that are there. All right. Now, if we go back for a moment or we go forward to the workshop, Remember, you are put into groups, and largely what you will do is you will submit a draft of your poem so that we can then talk about it in class. So now the first group, so that's Maya, Delaney, Vivian, Ellie, and Graham, your first poem, the draft of it, comes due tonight in the forums here at 11:59. Okay, and then the rest of you will do follow-ups. Again, I will post a follow-up video here so that you know how to do that. So hopefully that clears up any confusion that you may have. So today we are going to spend some time talking about those readings that you did, spend a little more time drafting, talk a little bit about scaffolding, erasure, and imitation altogether. Try to imitate some of the poems that you read today. All right, so I hope this helps. Check those 2 areas on Moodle, the workshop directions as well as the reading response directions, for an extended video to help you understand how to do those. Okay, other than that, I'll see you today, and stay brilliant.